Right, what's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video on guitar neck carving, shaping, volute fixing. That's what I want to do in this video, is get all of that completed, ready to then sort out the problem of the headstock veneer logo truss rod access. So I need something to help me carve this neck that's not tall, a holder. I've seen quite a few people have different holding setups with like a dog leg that sticks out. So I'm going to try and fashion something like that. This is the wonderful thing I've come up with. A bit 2x4 clamped to one bench with another 2x4 screwed in, supporting it. Plenty strong enough so the neck can go on there. I've got access to both sides, which is what I need. I've never had anything this great before in my life. And just a tiny little maple wedge that I can pop in under there. And just put a single clamp on it. And I mean, I can always put another clamp on there as well, but that should be plenty that I can work with to do that. The tools that I'm going to use, Japanese shinto rasp, the only thing I've ever really used before, but I've got a couple of other tools. Now this first one is one that I bought, which is the other rasp on Crimson's website. It's an Iwasaki file, that's right, the Iwasaki file half round. I've been lent this dragon file, which has got a very slight curve on it, from a very sharp point to quite wide. That's about 1.5 inches wide. So, oh, that feels very nice as well. Also, I've been lent this Lee Nielsen spoke shave, which looks very, very nice indeed. So we're going to try that a little bit as well. And also try and figure out how to use it. But the first things first is I need to measure my blank and make sure it's the right thickness that I want. And this is something that's really personal to me as a guitar player. I've been playing for 19 years, and the feel of the guitar, the neck, the action, the round over on the fretboard, something that's worn in, it feels played, having really nicely polished frets and really smooth way to play it, something that just grips in your hand really, really nicely, is super, super important to me. And that's something that I've really focused on in the guitars that I've built before this, and that's something that I definitely want to maintain in every guitar that I build. It's got to be extremely playable. I'm not looking for the guitar that's got the lowest action and the flattest fretboard. Don't get me wrong, I love my Ibanez guitars that have that. I've got a Paul Gilbert signature from 1991, and it is unbelievably low action and so quick. But that's not really what I go for most of the time. I like a slightly rounder fretboard. I like the fretboard edges to be rolled over, everything to be super smooth and slick, so you can tell when you pick it up that it's a guitar that's been loved and that it's been played. And to me, when I have a guitar like that, I pick it up more and I play it more, because I play it more and I'm more into it. I write better music, or I play better. It's all in what you put in. So I don't know really what my personal favourite guitar is, but a couple of the guitars that I've built, the first one especially, has got a beautiful neck on it, so smooth and so quick, but still chunky enough. So I really want to try and base it on that. And I've got the measurements, and I'm going to measure this here and find out exactly what I'm dealing with. Fret depth at the moment, first fret 24.66 millimeters, and the 12th fret 24.20. 20.5 millimeters at the first fret, and actually only 21 millimeters at the 12th fret. So I'm going to be using Japanese shinto rasp to get this kind of down to the level that I want. So I'm going to aim for about 22.5, 23 millimeters, because it's quite a rough cut on the Japanese shinto rasp. I don't want to end up going below where I want to be in the end. So I'm going to mark it all up, draw my lines across, and take it down to that level first. Pretty level there, 23, 20, yeah, about 23.3 millimeters. I guess the thing is, having this neck design, I don't really need a volute, but I would like to have one. Now I'm hoping that I've got enough material. It's at a very extreme angle at the moment, so I want to lessen that angle and then just have it peak up just a touch. Let's just still a bit higher than what it needs to be. Let's try this dragon file. Definitely looking like a bit of a nicer transition. So that we are falling on to, say, 20, 10. So the intention here is to remove this first outer facet and then redraw a mark halfway between that facet and remove the next set, and do that 3 times and then you're kind of good to go. Through here. more and more and more facets until it's completely round. But that's kind of where I just kind of stop doing that and start just going by feel. Feels very chunky. We're probably still at the full 23 millimeters, so you can think about removing a bit of that top waste. I'm going to try the dragon file. So, that's probably the thinnest area at the moment. 3rd fret, 22.46. So still a way to go. Still got quite a way to go in terms of thickness to remove from the back of the neck, about 2 millimeters, and that dragon file actually leaves things already pretty smooth. I'm gonna turn my attention to the volute and get this area completely dialed in now that I've got the basics of my neck carve, and then basically do the same at the heel end. Gonna just start squaring away this material. So I've got the basics of my volute down on the neck side. Now I can definitely see that the back of the neck arches up that way, and another thing is looking down across the neck, my volute isn't perfectly symmetrical just yet, so I've got to take a little bit of material off here, I think. And then I've also got a little bit of material on the sides of the headstock to remove. So there's a few different things to work on, but this is by far one of the most fun parts of building a guitar. And I was on the fence for many, many years watching people build guitars on YouTube when there weren't really that many builders around on YouTube, and when Instagram wasn't what it is now for guitar builders. And I'd always dream of being able to do it. I'd always dream of being able to have a go and try and build guitars, because I love playing guitar so much and I love music, that I think it's a testament that anybody can do this, because I don't come from any woodworking or making anything background. I just picked up some wood and started doing this, and this is only the 4th build, and I have such a great time doing it, such a sense of satisfaction. And I don't think that you can get this kind of love for an instrument from buying it from a mass-produced factory. I think it's really, really important to have a go at these things, to really appreciate what goes into building an instrument, to create music for everyone to enjoy. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, just have a go. Right, I think that's pretty much everything roughed in. Probably a little bit of work to do around the heel, but that kind of final work I think needs to be done when I'm doing the final fitting of the neck to the body. So I'm going to go ahead and sand the hell out of this and also round over into the fretboard, because at the moment I haven't touched the edge of the fretboard at all, and yeah, I want to smooth that out, but I don't want to do it with the files. I don't want to run the risk of any deep gouges in there. So yeah, sandpaper. The neck is rough sanded to 180. Got almost all the scratches out, which is good. And just really thinking about my rear transition here, I've got a bit of a dip where I've gone in a little bit too hard with either the dragon file or the sandpaper, and I've got some more kind of extreme grain filling that would be required at the top. So I am going to put a veneer on the back, and I will put 2 veneers on the front, and I think that's going to give me just under 15 millimeters, which is ideal really for where it wants to be. So this could go horribly wrong, I don't know, but I'm just going to try it and see what happens. I think it's a really cool look on, especially I see it on a lot of high-end acoustic guitars, really high-end instruments. So I'm just going to give it a go, and if it doesn't work, the worst that's going to happen is I'm going to take it off and sand it all off, and this is the way that the back's going to look. You know, one thing that I really don't like is the way that this join line comes in from my headstock. So, and I'm going to use loads of glue, because I'm only really going to put it on one side here. And I did pre-dampen this piece of veneer before, when I just test clamped it on. I did actually test clamp it and just dampen it a little bit more as well. In fact, maybe I should put a bit of glue on there. I'm feeling that I really should, especially just down in this area here. This that I'm going to use as a clamping caul here. It makes really good contact actually. I'm just going to use a single one of these chunkier clamps on there. In this case, I would rather have loads of glue squeeze out to clean up than it not be fully glued. that's it. I'm going to call the video right there. You'll have to tune in to the next part to see how this turns out and the final fitting onto the body. And I still also need to do the front headstock veneers and my inlay, and it'd probably be a good idea to drill the tuner holes at that time as well before things start getting a bit too bulky. So leave it there. Thank you very much. Please leave a like if you like the video. Please leave a comment if you've got any thoughts, you think I can do something better, or you like what I'm doing, and I'd really appreciate it if I've earned your subscription in this video. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.